Naturally, I focused in my last videos more about our own brands, but we also have quite a few more in the shop. Hi and welcome to the Brewbrick Studios. I am Joe and today I want to take a look with you through our assortment of brands we have apart from our own. Let's start with, it's not in any ranking or any kind of, it's just alphabetically sorted. First, there's Kobi, which is a brand who specializes in contemporary and historical military models. Very detailed, nearly always prints, produced in Poland, printed in Poland. They are very nice to build actually. I myself have built several models, an airplane, and it was quite fun to build, but most of the time they are famous or rather infamous for their ships, which are built in a way, and we're using SNOT technique, that they are basically massive, meaning that they have little to no air between them. You build them laying down on the sides and then you build the parts and the superstructure on top of it. But of course, they also have this humongous Tiger from the Tank Museum. It's a cooperation with them. It is the last known workable Tiger in existence, and they decided to team up and to build a huge model. Next in line would be the Cool. Let's go with the Cool first. The Cool has a wide variety of different models to see. You can see here there's skeletons of dinosaurs, but there's also technical models. What I remember the most is the small little cute plants that they have, especially that rose. If you're looking for a special present, I can heartily recommend you that rose with its stem and leaves in dark green. The petals, the outer ones, are in a satinized iridescent pearl effect trans black, and the thorns you can see here are metallic gold. And the combination of that, it looks great. So if you're looking for a small and thoughtful and very nerdy present, this plant is the one to pick. Then we have Forange. Forange is known for its dinosaurs and 2-in-1 models. They also have a Bismarck battleship, then again, who doesn't at this time? But they are noteworthy for their dinosaur models, which are big, and considering the rather posable features of them, you can see here the legs and the big mouth. And considering that the teeth here are 1x2 plates, you can have an estimate at the size of those things. And still they are stable. It's interesting and rather impressive actually. We also do have a few Funhole sets, which are sometimes in stock, sometimes out of stock. But as a whole, pun intended, we got some. Then we have Happy Build. Happy Build has got an interesting mix of products. You've got the Boat Repair Shop, which is a building. We've got architecture style buildings, which is, for instance, like the Burj Al Arab or the Big Ben down here, which is currently out of stock, but it's supposed to come back at some time. But they also have sets using Technic parts. For instance, you have got the mobile crane here, which is a huge set. If you want to look for a recommendation, it's either here the trailer, which fits into most of the cabs, which are sold from this or from other manufacturers, or this one. It's cheap, it's easy to build, and it is really fun. And it comes only in 2 main colors, which is sand blue and black for nearly everything else, meaning also the pins. Then we have Morg. Morg has got, specializes on very detailed models of medieval buildings, but not on this. They have a certain different styling to our own one. They are detailed with a lot of different parts and mostly small parts. But they also got strange things like the retro lamp, a lamp with workable lights. They have the modern villa, buildings from Osoyang, a very renowned mocker who specializes in modern architecture. But they also have cars. And if I were to recommend you a Morg building, I built who might have guessed, the medieval series of them. And you can add all 3 to them in a building series. They look good and they're very much worth your while. Then we have Mold King with its starships and also its cars. There's, for instance, their series for small sports cars, usually in 8 wide, which as a feature come in a plastic display case. Personally, I'm very fond of that display case, which you can also buy separately, because it's great for storing small models, either cars from other manufacturers or just mini displays, or for what I use them for, collectible minifigures if you have them. It is not that big, as you can see here, but it protects your models from dust and from grubby little children hands. Then we have Panlos, which also, most of the brands these days feature cars in ever-changing variety, form and color. And so Panlos is no different, although they have a very nice selection of scale 1 to 5 motorcycles, interesting music boxes, and also dinosaurs and ships. The other thing that Panlos does is to one models from little animals. For instance, you got the seahorse, which you can rebuild as a monster mech. I'm not too sure about that, but you also got this huge dinosaur. As you can see, it's 80 centimeters in length with a movable tail and movable mouth, and makes for a fantastic display piece at only 55 euros. And of course, Panlos is also known for their huge buildings. For instance, you've got the Hero Tower with light elements, which has more than nearly 6,000 pieces. It is really tall and it can be used as a night light, or at least a standing lamp, because it's so tall, and once it's illuminated it is really bright. In the same vein, you've got the Lunatic Asylum, which is more than a prison for, let's say, supernaturally gifted individuals in a more Gothic style architecture. I actually got that, I saw that in our own archive a few doors down, and it looks really nice. And last of the three big buildings is the Magical Sanctuary, which is, I hazard a guess, a magical library of some kind. It's also very big, very detailed, and looks great. Reobrix has recently started to branch out into the military models with the Chinese-made WZ gunship helicopter, but they also have got huge ships. For instance, there's the Flying Dutchman, the Ghost ship, then there's the Silent ships, which I actually have at home. It's big, it's wide, and all these sails are not just cloth, they are printed velvet. The Pirate Revenge, for instance here, it's still in stock. And it's still a big ship if you want to. Here's the pirate ship with its rather overdone skull, in my opinion, but it definitely brings the point across. And the corresponding enemy of it, which is the Three Master of the Sun with 2 through decks and lots of space for minifigures, although none are included in this set. Then you also got the European Century series, which is more or less, it's hard to say whether it's really medieval or not, because it is certainly inspired from medieval architecture and themes. It's just too bright with its blue roof, and it's more, let's say, fairy tale exterior and appearance. But nevertheless, these models are very nice. They are rather big, in line with the others of this brand. Then there is Sembo, and let's have a look at that. Of course, you got cars, but you also got stuff like flowers, a music box. You got sports cars, Technic sports cars, in sometimes interesting, sometimes strange colors. And you also got flowers, which are rather nice to build, and even me with my brown thumbs, which can kill any plant, doesn't make the windowsill look like a graveyard. Tiger Oli is once again specialized in cars made from Technic parts in silver metallic and lime, so it's the more outlandish ones. But they also produce flowers in display cases sometimes, and dinosaurs. And in more outlandish designs, for instance here this SUV is in silver metallic. It's one of my colleagues back in the sales department has got it right behind his desk, and it looks gleamy and fast, and it's really nice to look at. Then there's this car in lime, and parts in cars in metallic colors. For instance here this is bronze metallic, it's a brass kind of color. Last but not least, there's Wange, as my Chinese co-workers have told me that it is pronounced. And Wange is mostly, or the sets that we have, are mostly centered around architecture. They nearly always come with this little pedestal down here where it is built on top. You've also got this nice QR code where you can find out more about the building, and they also have got paintings. If you're into that kind of thing, you can find it here. And last but not least, there's one brand that we do have, which is Modbricks. It's basically a little bit of everything. Just scroll down, have a look, and you find interesting things like an old camping van here, outlandish things like a tuned school bus, and interesting things, usable things for your city like the railway platform. That was it from me. What do you like? What brands have I missed? What brands don't we have in the shop that you want to recommend it? Drop a line in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, because then you won't miss any more content and video. And thank you for watching. And remember, you can never have enough bricks, but you do know where you can get more. I wish you pleasant building, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.